How many times have you found yourself thinking, when I get that job, when I buy that house, then I'll be happy? But what if I told you that this pursuit might actually be pulling you away from true happiness? Believe it or not, Buddhist philosophy reveals a truth that few dare to confront. The happiness you seek is not in achievements but within yourself. That's right, it doesn't matter what happens around you, the challenges you face, or the disappointments of the past. You have the power to be happy right here, right now. Today, social media is full of messages suggesting that happiness lies in material goods, wealth, or achievements, as if it were a prize waiting at the end of a race. But Buddha teaches us something different. Happiness is available instantly, the moment you find emotional freedom and inner peace. If you feel like you're always chasing something yet never quite reaching fulfillment, this is the message for you. In this video, we'll show you 10 Buddhist principles to help you achieve happiness in any situation. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like the video. We post a variety of content on happiness that you won't want to miss. 1. Living in the present moment. Living in the present is one of the greatest teachings of Buddhism. True wisdom is not about dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, both are beyond our control. Those who master the art of focusing on the present find serenity. Think about the times you've tried to relax, only to find your mind preoccupied with regrets about the past or anxieties about things that may never happen. Buddha teaches that when we let go of these distractions and appreciate what is right in front of us, we find peace. Reflect on your everyday conversations. Have you ever been physically present but mentally distant, thinking about what to say next or something that happened earlier? It's a common experience, but the challenge lies in practicing mindfulness, paying full attention to the moment. When you're with your family, focus on the laughter, the words spoken, and the shared moments. When at work, try to set personal worries aside and give your best to the task at hand. Of course, living in the present doesn't mean ignoring future responsibilities. Buddha reminds us that the future is shaped by the choices we make today. If we want a peaceful tomorrow, we need to invest in living with honesty, focus, and commitment today. With time, this practice becomes a habit that frees us from unnecessary worries, bringing a lightness that only genuine wisdom can offer. 2. Letting go of negativity. The mind is a curious thing. It tends to accumulate burdens, like regrets, fears, and anxieties. All these mental weights can imprison us without our realizing it. Buddhism teaches that lightening our mental load is one of the keys to emotional freedom. Imagine climbing a mountain with a backpack full of stones. Every regret, every worry is an added weight, making the journey harder than it needs to be. So, why not put down the backpack? Letting go of these burdens is not something that happens overnight, but it is possible. The first step is to identify what is beyond our control and allow it to leave. If you keep worrying about the past or about things outside your influence, you're wasting energy. Think back to moments when you obsessed over things you said or did years ago. What good does it do to hold on to those regrets? Buddhist teachings suggest that by releasing these mental weights, we create space for growth and new ideas. Just as a garden must be cleared of weeds to bloom, our minds need to be free of clutter to thrive. Start cultivating lightness. Remember, the present is an open field, ready for new experiences, but only those carrying little baggage can enjoy it fully. 3. Problems exist within us. Many times, we point fingers at the world around us, thinking, it's this person's fault or it's that situation's fault. However, Buddhist philosophy teaches that most of the time, the problems we see outside are actually rooted within us. Buddha explained that the human mind has a tendency to project its inner disturbances onto the world, creating the illusion that these issues are beyond our control. But the truth is that when we resolve our internal conflicts, the world around us changes as well. A classic example is someone unhappy with their job. They might blame their boss, co-workers, or company policies. But when they reflect inward, they may find that their frustration stems from unrealistic expectations or personal insecurities. As they change their perspective, the situation that seemed unbearable begins to shift. Buddhist teachings encourage introspection, looking for solutions within ourselves. When we adjust our inner world and work through emotions like anxiety, insecurity, or resentment, the external world feels less threatening. Problems don't disappear, but our ability to handle them improves. When we change from within, the way we view the outside world transforms as well, revealing that peace comes not from circumstances but from how we respond to them. 4. Envy and competition. Envy and competition are thieves of inner peace. According to Buddhist philosophy, these feelings arise when we stop focusing on our own path and start comparing ourselves to others. The truth is that every individual has a unique journey, and comparing yourself only creates unnecessary expectations and frustration. How many times have you looked at someone else's success and wondered, why haven't I achieved that? This kind of thinking does not promote growth, it merely feeds ego and discontent. Instead of competing with others, Buddha teaches us to collaborate. Use others' success as inspiration, not a reason for envy. For example, if you admire someone's patience or resilience, let that motivate you to develop those qualities in yourself. True happiness, according to Buddha, is not built on others' achievements but on recognizing your own victories and growth. When you stop competing and start learning from others, you create room for genuine personal development. Celebrate others' successes, and use their journeys as inspiration. After all, we are all at different stages of life, and what matters most is how we navigate our own path. 5. Persistence through challenges. Life is filled with challenges, and it's easy to feel discouraged when things don't go as planned. However, persistence is considered a vital virtue in Buddhism. Buddha teaches that failure is not the problem, giving up is. Consider a river that encounters a boulder in its path. It doesn't stop, it finds a way to flow over, under, or around it. Similarly, we should persist in the face of obstacles, recognizing that every challenge presents an opportunity to grow. Persistence doesn't mean blind stubbornness, it involves learning from mistakes, adjusting your approach, and continuing to move forward. Think of great inventors like Thomas Edison, who failed numerous times before successfully creating the light bulb. In Buddhism, failure is just a step on the road to success. What matters is not how many times you fall, but how many times you rise and what you learn from each fall. Applying this principle in everyday life could be as simple as setting new goals after a setback instead of abandoning your dreams. Wise persistence means embracing the process, not just the outcome. When you face challenges with an open mind and a willingness to learn, each difficulty becomes a valuable teacher. 6. Emotional independence. Emotional independence is one of the pillars of inner freedom. Buddha teaches that we should not depend on other people or external circumstances to be happy. If we allow our happiness to be dictated by factors beyond our control, we become vulnerable to the ups and downs of life. Reflect on the times when you were in a good mood until someone said or did something that upset you. It's as if you handed over control of your emotions to others. Emotional independence doesn't mean becoming detached or indifferent. It means understanding that true happiness comes from within. The path to emotional freedom begins by recognizing that no one can make you happy or unhappy without your consent. Imagine being in a meeting where someone criticizes your work. Instead of reacting impulsively, pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, why am I letting this affect me? With practice, you'll realize that negative emotions can be managed and even neutralized. This kind of emotional control is a reflection of wisdom. When you develop emotional independence, you foster healthier relationships and become less reliant on praise or criticism to feel content. 7. Acceptance and impermanence. One of the most profound teachings of Buddhism is the concept of impermanence, the understanding that everything in life is temporary. Nothing lasts forever. Joy, pain, success, failure, relationships, and even life itself are transient. When we resist this truth, we suffer. But when we embrace it, we gain freedom. Think about the times you clung to something, a relationship, a job, or a moment of happiness, only to feel heartbroken when it ended. The truth is that nothing can be permanently held, and fighting against change only intensifies suffering. Learning to flow with life, like a river, helps us find peace in every moment. Acceptance does not mean resignation. It means acknowledging the reality of change and finding peace in knowing that no emotion, situation, or experience will last forever. This gives us the strength to face hard times, knowing they are temporary, and to appreciate joyful moments, understanding that they too will pass. When you begin to embrace impermanence, you live with greater freedom. You stop fearing change and instead view it as an essential part of life. This shift allows you to savor moments more deeply, knowing that life is beautiful precisely because of its fleeting nature. 8. Compassion and kindness. Compassion is at the heart of Buddhist teachings. It encourages us to be kind not only to others but also to ourselves. Life is challenging for everyone, and every person you meet is carrying their own struggles. Showing empathy and kindness strengthens the bond between us all, fostering a sense of unity. Often, we are our own harshest critics, holding ourselves to impossible standards. Compassion starts by treating yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend. It means forgiving yourself for past mistakes and recognizing that you are doing your best, given your circumstances. From there, compassion extends outward. When someone hurts or disappoints you, try to see things from their perspective. Instead of reacting with anger or judgment, respond with understanding. This doesn't mean allowing others to take advantage of you, but it means choosing empathy over resentment. Acts of kindness, no matter how small, have the power to transform both the giver and the receiver. Whether it's a smile, a kind word, or a helping hand, these moments of compassion create ripples of positivity that can change the world. As Buddha said, in the end, only kindness matters. 9. Detachment from desire. Desire is often seen as the root of suffering in Buddhism. The constant craving for more money, more success, more love, creates a cycle of dissatisfaction. Even when we achieve what we desire, the feeling of fulfillment is fleeting, and soon we begin longing for the next thing. Buddha teaches that true happiness comes not from satisfying every desire but from freeing ourselves from the need to constantly chase after things. This doesn't mean abandoning your goals or ambitions but developing a sense of detachment from outcomes. For example, if you want to achieve success in your career, work hard, but don't tie your happiness to that success. Enjoy the process and take pride in your efforts, regardless of the outcome. Detachment allows you to pursue goals without becoming a prisoner of them. This practice encourages gratitude for what you already have. When you stop obsessing over what you lack, you discover that the present moment contains more than enough to bring joy. Freedom from desire doesn't mean giving up, it means shifting from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. 10. Inner peace is the greatest wealth. In a world that often equates success with material wealth, Buddha offers a different perspective. Inner peace is the greatest wealth you can possess. No amount of money, recognition, or achievement can replace the sense of serenity that comes from within. Inner peace is cultivated through mindfulness, self-awareness, and acceptance. It's about finding calm in the chaos and not allowing external circumstances to disturb your inner balance. Even in difficult times, you can find moments of peace by returning to your breath and grounding yourself in the present. The pursuit of inner peace involves letting go of the illusion that happiness depends on external achievements. It's realizing that you have everything you need to be content right now. When you stop searching for happiness outside yourself, you begin to discover the richness of life within. This kind of peace brings clarity, joy, and resilience. It allows you to move through life with grace, unburdened by worries about the future or regrets about the past. As Buddha wisely observed, Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. These 10 Buddhist principles can guide you toward a life of greater happiness, no matter what challenges come your way. Remember, happiness is not a destination but a journey that unfolds with every mindful step you take. By practicing acceptance, kindness, emotional independence, and gratitude, you can cultivate a life of inner peace that no circumstance can take away.